Here's the rule. Use parentheses to help explain or clarify certain words and expressions.
Certain words and expressions? It would certainly help if I knew which ones.
Well, first, keep in mind that we use parentheses around words and expressions that we call
Parenthetical?
Ooh, very good. And parenthetical words aren't essential to complete the sentence.
Why include them then?
Well, as the rule says, to explain or clarify. Here's an example.
I took Muggs, parenthesis, he's my new pit bull, parenthesis, for a walk.
Notice that the parenthetical words simply explain who Muggs is. If you leave them out, you still have a complete sentence, and it still states your main point. I took Muggs for a walk.
Do I have to use complete sentences in parentheses?
Nope. You can also use phrases or words, whatever clarifies your meaning most effectively. Sometimes you can do that with just a word or two, like this.
Muggs lost his mother in a freak accident, picnic, lightning, when he was a puppy. Muggs' mother was killed by lightning on a picnic?
Yeah, well, not really. I was just making something up to show that you can express a lot with one or two well-placed words. Why don't you make up some nice examples?
Good idea. Here's a complete sentence. Muggs dragged me, I'm his owner, around the block. Here's a phrase. Muggs dragged me, his owner, around the block. Here's a single word. Muggs dragged his owner, me, around the block.
Excellent. And notice that we don't put periods inside the parentheses here because they don't end the main sentence.
But if I put a complete and separate sentence in parentheses, I do use a period. Muggs is a special type of dog called a hellhound, parenthesis, I'm kidding, period, parenthesis.
Perfect.
Some of this seems a little tricky.
The rules for exclamation points, question marks, and other punctuation with parentheses can be a little tricky. You'll probably want to ask your teacher for help. You also need to watch out for this trap. Students are often warned not to use parentheses too often, and that's good advice. If you constantly interrupt the flow of your text, the reader will have trouble finding and following your main idea.
Confusing and annoying everyone. The way I feel when I get an email that's full of parentheses. It's as though several people are talking to me at the same time.
Right. But don't make the opposite mistake and decide that parentheses are always a blemish or a stain that careful writers avoid. That's not true. Look at this sentence.
He went for a walk with two dogs, his sister and his brother, but they all ran back when the rain started.
So how many are running back?
Isn't it obvious? 3 people and 2 dogs. I thought we were talking about parentheses.
What about now?
He went for a walk with 2 dogs, Louie and Butch, but they all ran back when the rain started.
So, how many are running back? I want to get the towels ready.
It depends on whether Louie and Butch are dogs or people.
Can you not tell dogs from people?
Not in this sentence.
So would these parentheses be confusing or clarifying?
He went for a walk with 2 dogs, parenthesis, Louie and Butch, parenthesis, but they all ran back when the rain started. The parentheses are very helpful. Now I know you will need 3 towels, 1 for the guy and 1 for each dog.
Good. So be on the lookout for places where parentheses can help readers make the right connections.
I will. And I will also use parentheses to help explain certain words and expressions.